Hi, I'm Gordon Bell, and without any BS, allow me to explain how we might be of help to each other. I recently was exposed to a sales training conference call, and I couldn't help but notice that I really, in spite of the fact that I'm in retirement, I could come out and help and make a massive difference to a company who is astute. This call discussed, for an example, their methods of handling the "I want to think it over" objection. Well, I went the distance, and it was a long distance, to discover and know what would be of huge benefit to your organization because it prevents the objection from coming up in the first place. And for when it does slip through and come up, I have the absolute most direct way to diffuse the objection, signaling to the prospect that you are a no BS or no nonsense person. It's not your people's fault that they don't yet have this material, because it's very hard to find, and although it's very cost effective, it does have a high price tag for the individual to afford. But, excuses don't work. We all have to recognize that times have really changed. People no longer want to be given a sales pitch. They even ignore and in fact are insulted by the BS that used to work well, very well in the past. As a retiree, I would love to ethically share the knowledge that because it was exceptionally vital, I traveled so far away as Germany just to get. And I'm able to make a comeback due to some discoveries about nutrition and fitness that I also can share and perhaps help increase all of your personnel's productivity and reduce healthcare costs that are otherwise on track to bankrupt us as a nation. Before quitting or having been forced to quit to deliver workshops, my clients included Westinghouse, KLM Dutch Airlines, Johnson & Higgins, Frank B. Hall, Smith Barney, First Interstate Bank, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, you name it. As an aside, Westinghouse was the only company whose training director would sit through each of their trainers' workshops, and he rated me the very best, much to my surprise. If you would like to know why he rated me the best, please be sure to ask me about that when we talk, assuming we convene. But the reason I'm reaching out to you now is this. I have the unique ability to bring back a workshop that was the most sought after workshop in the Fortune 500. And I've significantly advanced some of the information. And in case you're wondering why I'm not working with the firm who originally recruited me, let me explain that the company was sold. And the promise for the doors to remain open for when I found the cure for the burnout or chronic fatigue that sidelined me, they were in fact closed unless I could bring new accounts with me. They just weren't interested in my training abilities. Amazing. But that indicates something about the quality of training in these days, I would think. But that's all a benefit to you if you don't want to be left behind in time. Let me phrase it this way. All public speaking, presentation skills, sales training will improve any participant's abilities. However, there are degrees to which they will improve that unfortunately you are blind, because unless you sit through all of the other workshops, you can't know what I know about the training industry. So I think you want to be, or you want your people to be, all that they can be, right? So knowing the right strategy for gaining your prospects or their prospects' attention so that your most important messages are actually heard is one important element to increasing closings. Yet without the exercises that I went underground to get, it's absolutely impossible to assure your presenters can overcome the fundamental disconnect that exists between what they say and what gets through. And that's the major difference in my workshop. It's the very reason a major advertising agency they vested their interest in their own training firm. And it's the reason why a major TV network provided their uber professional anchor people with this training to further enhance their credibility. And it's a level of result that this one system has that others just cannot attain. It represents a major gap between the very best and the less than very best. You know, I look back at my experiences with Dale Carnegie, Toastmasters, Marshall Thurber, Blair Singer, Joel Bauer, T. Harv Eker, and virtually every trainer out there. As great as they are or were, as extraordinarily good speakers, none of them have gone to the mountaintop, so to speak, and discovered this powerful technology. Now, you may not agree with the politics of Barack Obama, but no one can deny the fact that he is a master salesman. If you want the ability, or you want your people to share the caliber of a JFK or Barack Obama, if you want the communication skills that help to connect with people, as did these same skills help Obama reach his power in record-breaking time, the extraordinarily effective technology with which I work is of that magnitude. It is so powerful, it caused the major advertising agency, J. Walter Thompson, to divest their interest in their company called Communispon. And they retrained their presenters. And NBC to train their uber professional anchor people. The stories go on and on. Aside from the desire to demonstrate how the new technology of the nutrition industry can restore an old guy's essence, I would like to fill the void that was created when my previous employer's company was sold. Look, it's crucial, absolutely crucial, to recognize that authenticity, or the synonyms sincerity, ethos, etc., in today's complex and demanding times is absolutely paramount. The other trainers, all of whom I have offered this unique authenticity heightening technology, and gratis by the way, they ignore the fact that in crafts like bodybuilding, it's the individual exercises that add up to a championship body. And in excelling as a concert pianist, it's the one-fingered exercises. Instead, these trainers show you how to say your lines so that you can kind of mimic them. Now that's a far, far cry from breaking down the complex process of being a ferociously effective communicator into segments, into one-fingered exercises. Exercises that you perform on an easy gradient so that there's never any overwhelm. Exercises that forever melt away nervousness and fear. Converting fear to what really is a rarely seen level of authenticity. In fact, it's the opposite of most methods such as Toastmasters and the like. However good these conventional methods may be, they are overwhelming and can never turn a speaker's fear into a speaker's distinct advantage of being authentic. The exercises I implement are highly effective behaviors done in a precise way so that they eventually become automatic and no longer require conscious will or discipline. They essentially form a ritual that is a bold expression of not just fierce intention, but fierce inspiration. Once your people perform these exercises, you'll find the other methods completely obsolete, and you realize that nothing less than these precious secrets will do in these complex and demanding times. You know, there's a line from a Mercedes commercial that recently ran that I think is appropriate here. It goes like this. The technology may be hard to imagine, but why you would want it is not. So call me to discuss how we might just work well together. And thank you for listening.